Okay, to prime the truck, all we do is put the key on. Now the pump is so quiet, you really can't hear it from here because there's a lot of shop noise, but normally it runs for about 10 seconds or so, maybe a little bit less. And you can either bump the starter, like that, to recycle the pump again, or you can turn the key off and turn the key back on again, and it'll cause the horizontal fuel control module to reinitiate. And do that about 2 or 3 times. And it starts all over. You can just imagine the pump running right now. That's exactly what's happening. It's priming the air out of the system from both the lower lower filter and the upper filter. It fills it pretty rapidly. These systems build about 70 to 80 psi. And after that's done, so I crank it, and it usually starts right up. Sometimes it can stall. If it does, that's no problem. Just turn it off, turn the key back on, let the pump cycle, and that's it. Then it should purge all the air within the first 2 times. This one, fortunately, we lucked out. It did not stall. A little white smoke is not unusual. It'll happen for a couple seconds and clear right up. That's just the air passing through the injection system. That's pretty much it. I'm going to go outside now. I just want to show you something real quick with the oil filter. We have changed the oil on this truck already, but the oil filter on this truck was unfortunately replaced with a Napa filter at some point. And what happens then is the Napa filter uses a new cap. And this cap here is about 1/2 inch to 3/4 of an inch taller than the Motorcraft filter. It does use the same 36mm hex design that the lower fuel filter cap uses, so that same socket fits up here, whether it's the Motorcraft or the aftermarket. Like I said, this one had a Napa on it, so you have to keep this cap because when this is used, they discard the Motorcraft cap, the original cap from Ford. But you know, inside of here is a little drain back valve, and once this filter is removed, you drain the oil first, take the filter out while the drain plug is out, and then it removes the last quart of oil that's in this filter housing. Now, what we've seen in the past is if someone does not replace it with the Motorcraft filter or uses a Motorcraft filter in here with a Napa cap, the filter won't reach the top, meaning that the cap is installed and the filter does not close that drain back valve. And what you can get there is you can get hard or even no starts, or you get a delay. Every time you start the engine, you won't get oil pressure for the first 5 or 8 seconds, depending how cold it is. This is the filter that came out of it here. This is the Napa one. Obviously it's dirty and black. This is the Motorcraft filter. This is not what's back in this truck. We had to use a 7312 Napa filter again because like I said, the original Motorcraft cap is discarded. So unless you replace the cap every time you use a Motorcraft filter, it doesn't make sense economically to do so. There's nothing wrong with the Napa filters, but just have to be conscious of the use of the cap and the height of the filters. This Motorcraft filter is a little bit shorter than this filter is because this is the Napa filter. This one is taller to reach the top of the cap. The cap is discarded, but the cap looks like this. This is the Napa cap that was on this one. And like I said, it comes with a new cap every time you replace with a 7312. It is the same filter on a 6.0 as it is on a 6.4. And again, you just want to make sure that you remove the oil filter when the oil drain plug is removed. That way the last little bit of oil comes out with it and goes into the drain pan. Now this engine holds approximately 15.5 quarts. I usually say about 16 to be safe. You want to check it at 15.5 to make sure you don't overfill it. Full capacity is about 17 or 18, but that's remaining inside the oil galleries, the oil cooler, and inside the housing around the oil cooler itself. So you'll never get all of it out. You usually get about 15.5, 16 quarts or so. And that's pretty much it. Thank you very much for watching, and enjoy your 6.0 Power Strokes.